Mm.
Generals gathered in their masses. Just like
Well, today it's finally here, babe. We are listening to Paranoid by Black Sabbath. You've been waiting and waiting and waiting patiently.
Back by popular demand, at least.
Back by her demand.
My demand.
She's been bothering me to do this album. And
Incessantly.
I didn't want to get to Black Sabbath so quickly again. We had a couple other things to do.
Who cares about that other stuff that everybody likes?
You care.
What mama likes, mama likes. I do care. I care deeply.
We've had great anticipation for this album, and we're finally doing it.
Finally.
Am I allowed to get started? Wait.
Sabbath.
You may notice that our outfits change in the middle. That's because we're listening to a lot of the album all at once, and some of the live stuff or the cover songs or whatever we may listen to on a different day. So we may mix in different outfits into this video depending on which day we listen to what.
Mostly because we wanted to listen to the majority of the album all the way through. Just trucking it. Trucking along.
With no other distractions.
It was meant to be.
And if you've never been on our channel before, that is sort of our thing in that we want to listen to whole albums mostly. And we want to listen to it as closely as you could. You really can't, but, try to recreate what you can of when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't look at lyrics if the lyrics weren't provided. We don't watch music videos usually, that kind of thing.
Unfortunately, we're not in some basement bedroom of a teenager. Rock posters on the wall and what was lava lamps? What was back in your day?
That was before my time.
What did you have in your bedroom? As in decor, so it set an ambiance.
I had posters, and I had posters. You know what I used to like? I used to win them at the boardwalk. You'd have mirrors with things painted on top of the mirror, so you could still use it as a mirror, but it had a picture over it. That was kind of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a Led Zeppelin one, and a Jethro Tull one, and an Aerosmith one, and a whatever.
How big were they? Because that's like...
They were like, yeah.
Dang.
Poster-sized mirrors. Framed. Poster-sized framed mirrors with rock art painted on them. So this is arguably the greatest heavy metal album ever. By a lot of people think it is. And I think it was recorded in a few days. And it wasn't that much longer after their first album.
They seem like that kind of band. Like once you get in the flow of things, you just stay there. You're not going to let much kick you out of it because you're that dedicated to the craft. Why would you want to leave that zone? That's a zone of joy in a lot of ways. Pain, but joy.
This was their best ever selling album of all time for them. Again, not a surprise. It came out in 1970. Like their first album, but it wasn't released in the US in 1970 because the first album was still doing well, so they didn't want to step on its toes, so they actually held off the US release for a few months till like January of 71, I think. And the title of the album was originally going to be War Pigs, which is named after the first song of the album, but the record company thought that was too controversial. Let's look at the cover. And there's the back. This kind of looks like war pigs. I think those are policemen, I guess. And policemen, as you know, were sometimes referred to as pigs when people didn't like them back then. But they changed the name of it at the last minute. They didn't have time to change the cover.
Well, rarely does a band or an artist pop from the artistic womb completely fleshed out.
Okay, the first song, War Pigs. This is one of their biggest songs. But I have to admit, as a young man, I never heard this song. And I was surprised when I eventually heard it. I think the first time I heard it was playing the video game Rock Band. So also today, we'll be listening to some live War Pigs from the Paris 1970 show. We also have an interesting cover version for War Pigs that I am curious to hear because I know the band, but I'm not sure I know the cover. So that should be interesting as well.
Lots of options. You will not be bored.
I'm really looking forward to hearing it again because my recollection is it's friggin' awesome. It's basically an anti-war song. It has nothing to do with Satan at all. But I think the whole point is the real Satan are the warmongers. So let's listen to War Pigs. I'm so excited. afraid to play slowly.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning, death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah.
That's an awesome riff.
Politicians hide themselves away. They only started the war. Why should they go out to fight? They leave their all to the poor. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Time will tell on their power minds, making war just for fun, treating people just like boys and chess. Wait till their judgment day comes. Yeah.
This drumming, man, it's giving chills. Now in darkness world stops turning, ashes where the body's burning. His voice there is great.
No more war pigs have the power, and as God has struck the hour, day of judgment God is calling. On the knees the war pigs crawling, begging mercies for the sins. Satan laughing spreads his wings. Oh Lord, yeah.
My air drum is so bad. Change it up, man. It's so huge. The drums, man.
Man,
Oh man, I have chills.
that is a great song.
I can't believe I didn't hear that song when I was little. Maybe because it was longer. It just wasn't on radio ever. I don't know.
There's no part in that song that I wish they would get rid of
No, it's like at another level, that song.
or shorten or yeah.
It's great how they don't force it. Like they let it just be silent there for a lot. Just let the vocals do everything. But
No-
then just towards the end, the drums start coming in, the guitar starts adding. That's cool.
Nothing drowned out anything else. Instrument wise, voice wise, nothing.
No, it was perfect.
all
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
really,
the I was just
really-
saying probably the bass gets overlooked, but the bass playing was
I heard
amazing
that.
too.
Yeah, that was the first thing I heard. I was like, "That's the bass. That's how the bass is supposed to sound." Wow.
Well, that song didn't disappoint.
No, what a way to
What a way to
album.
start. Yeah. Are you disappointed? Are you happy? It's living up
I
to your
am happy,
expectations.
yes. I kind of had a
Good.
feeling.
The ending's
Those
kind of
costumes
weird, but I think
struggle.
the band liked it. I don't think they had anything to do with that. They just decided to do that in the production afterwards. You may notice that we occasionally change our outfits in this video. That's because we listen to the studio versions and the live/cover versions on different days. So before we listen to the live version, I just wanted to play a little bit of this cover because it's by a band that I used to listen to when they were big. It's from 2007. This is
Somewhat recent.
Cake's version of War Pigs.
Still don't know who Cake is. They
You'll-
sound delicious though.
It's cool because it's different.
I don't know them.
Generals gathered in their masses.
This doesn't sound like their typical.
Just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction. Sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning. As the war machine keeps turning.
Sabbath version didn't exist, this would be pretty cool. It's inferior to the original, but still good.
Politicians hide themselves away. They only started the war.
It takes massive balls to do a cover of a good song. You gotta have some kahunas on you.
They leave peril to the poor. Yeah. Time will tell them they have power in mind.
I remember one song of theirs.
Making war just for fun.
Now they sound like Cake.
That doesn't suck. It's hard to like something that you know should be different.
Right.
Like you hear the other song in your head and you're waiting for that other song to happen, but it doesn't. And then you start liking this song that they're covering in their own way. And it's just like, wait a minute.
I always listen to it kind of in two ways. One is, if the other song never existed, is this on its own right a good
Good
song?
for you.
No,
that
and
you
then
can
the
do
other
that.
thing, then the other way to consider it is compared to the original, because there's both ways to listen to it.
Oh no, if you could hear this on your own and not know anything about Black
Yeah.
Sabbath, you were like, that is a fun song.
Yeah, I
and
like
then
that
later
song.
on find out that somebody else did it and listen to that, you'd be like, whoa.
If I was listening to that album and it came on, I wouldn't skip it.
No, I wouldn't skip
Right.
it. No.
But
Trumpets,
but the Black Sabbath version is, of course, far superior. Time to go back to that iconic, wonderful show, one of their early concerts of Black Sabbath, 1970 Paris.
I like to see him bouncing around the stage.
This song in particular has a buzz about it at this show, so I'm really, really looking forward to this one.
Wait, a bad buzz? Good
Oh,
buzz.
good, of course.
We're gonna number now called War Pigs. It's a number of our new LP. Hope you like it. Thank you.
It's always great seeing them at this age.
He was a woman could totally be a pole dancer.
Thank you for that image.
I mean that in such a good way too. I feel like he'd be
It's just
killer.
an image I don't want to have in my head.
I do.
Girls gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. Say where you go, do the war pigs people know? Oh Lord, yeah.
I'm getting chills again.
a feast of peers. It is falling at his knees. He sends out hero fire. Cast the priest into the fire. Praise for all bad sinners. Watch them eating dead rats in the saying wherever you go, through black masses people go. Oh Lord, yeah.
This whole section is just like another song. That boy is working hard. They all are. There's no slouch on this part, man.
Thank you very much.
I've never wanted to be a drum set so bad in my life. Let's play the drums.
Hey, did you know we're on Patreon?
We are. Not
We
in
are.
this makeup, but
Sometimes, you never know. But
true.
we put extra videos there. Why don't you come check it out if you haven't yet? Links in the description.
thank you, commenters. Thank you, those who subscribe. Thank you, our dear, dear patrons, because of course we couldn't do this without you. YouTube being what it is, you make it possible for us. And our hearts are filled every time we get a new patron, we interact with old patrons, or you just recommend stuff. So if you don't want to do that, we still have buttons to push, like the subscribe or the thumbs up. Share, maybe with a family member. There's a community tab. All those things. We even have a Discord. It's amazing what we have. Come hang out.
If you'd like to leave us a tip, you can do so through the thanks button or through PayPal. Here's the information.
Supply me purple lipstick.
Or coffee. $5 or more. You'll get recognized in our next video. Thank you guys for joining us for this wonderful start to this album. And we'll see you for the next one where we continue on with side one. Paranoid, one of their biggest songs ever. See you then. Are you ready? Get your sniffles and your
I
yawns
love
and your
that
burps.
feeling of
I love that feeling of. Don't you? Why is that funny? It's like hurting the chicks today. No, chicks.